Hi students, let us go to the chapter 5, that is the summit within. There are two parts, there are two videos, a little an advice from an expert. So let us take it into a little serious way rather than the third chapter or other chapters, because third chapter was a little historical one. Second one, of course, it is a beautiful story, but fourth one, of course, you are remembering Bibin Chowdhury, a thing that can happen to anyone. But here it is a little different one. Here also this story or this particular chapter is giving you certain ideas. It is about you, inside you. Everybody has a thinking, thoughts, their own soul, their own feelings. So how one must feel, how one must take the things into positive or in the good attitude, here a great person is trying to tell us. The summit within. You can have a look. The summit within, part 1, chapter number 5, book Honeydew. So let us start one by one. Introduction. Major HPS Ahluwalia was a member of the first successful Indian expedition to Mount Everest in 1965. In this lesson, he tells us how he felt as he stood on the Everest. So, who is Major HPS Ahluwalia? The full form is not important, you simply know Major Ahluwalia. That's enough. But he was a member of the first successful Indian expedition, Indian voyage or Indian journey. A group of Indian people, for the first time, they mounted the Everest. And it is called the peak Everest, the highest peak in the world. The summit also means the same. Summit means the peak. But the peak is used basically to say the height of certain things or even the quality. Summit also used in the same manner. It is the summit that I should conquer. That means this is the highest level of the particular thing that I have to defeat. So summit means the peak. That is why the summit within, there is in our inside there is a peak. That peak he will tell. When you go through that, we will understand. But here we just understand, he was the member of the first Indian team who conquered the Mount Everest, the highest peak in the world. Even before that, other people, not Indians, they had defeated the Everest even before that. But the first Indian team who defeated was the group in 1965. In that, one member was Major Ahluwalia. He was a military person. Let us see what happens. Standing on the Everest, Major Ahluwalia felt very humble. Instead of being very happy, he was jubilant and sad. He is not telling how he climbed and all. He is not telling that explanation of how to climb or that thing. But he is telling the quality of his fellow mate after reaching on the mountain top, what he felt and what one should do to become a mountaineer or a person who wanted to mount the big peaks like Everest or other things, what qualities one person should have. So he is telling first his feeling when he reached there. Standing on the Everest, Major Ahluwalia felt very humble. Instead of being very happy, he was jubilant. Jubilant meaning joyful or very excited. And sad. He was same time very happy, excited, at same time he was sad. He was not sure of the reason. He wondered if this sadness was because now there was no higher peak to climb. When he reached on the top of the Everest, he was happy, excited, but he was a little sad also. And he was not finding the reason. Maybe he is thinking that now the highest ground part in the world I had conquered. Now there is nothing on the ground which is higher than this. Is it because that I don't have anything else to climb? The sadness came? I don't know. But I am happy. At the same time, a sadness also came to him. See the feeling of a person reaching on the Mount Everest. Ahluwalia says that after climbing Everest, he felt a deep sense of joy. This joy was to last the rest of his life. He also felt thankful to God. He is saying that I just reached there. Along with others, doing hard work, lot of things I trained and everything I did and I reached there. Of course, it's a big success. But it's not a simple joy of 1 minute or some time. I felt a kind of joy inside me, and that joy I wanted to keep it for the rest of my life. And for that particular joy, he says, thanks to the God. Other summit, other peaks. Ahluwalia had climbed a summit, but he thought of another summit. This was a summit of mind. He came to the conclusion that in order to climb a summit, a person needed 3 qualities. These are endurance, persistence, and willpower. Summit, the meaning already I told. Peak, endurance, the tolerance. He must have the patience. He must be able to tolerate any situation. And persistence. And he must be continuously doing it. Whatever the condition, he should not give up. Continuously. Not taking rest. Continuously. And willpower. You must have the power to have some success or some aim that I should do that. And I will do that. When you are telling that, I will do that, that is called the willpower. So he is telling that climbing a summit is not an easy thing. But more than climbing such a summit, such a peaks, there is a summit inside you. And to overcome or to defeat that summit, you need 3 qualities. This is what I told. The summit within. The summit within us. There is so many things within us. It may be bad quality which we have to defeat, or it may be good quality we have to reach on top. To bring up that good qualities and to defeat the bad qualities within you, or if you want to defeat some peak outside in a mountain or something, whatever it is, he is saying to defeat or to climb a summit, you need 3 qualities, that is endurance, persistence, and willpower. So according to Major Ahluwalia, a person must have these 3 qualities. He must have a willpower of something. For that he must persistently, continuously do the work, and he must be endurant. Endurant means must be having some tolerance, patience, ready to adjust, ready to listen others. Then only you can defeat your own summit within. It is only with the help of these qualities that a man overcomes obstacles. Obstacles mean hurdles or barriers. The climbing of a summit is thus a demonstration of these 3 qualities. That is why men take delight in overcoming obstacles. So he says, whether it is an outside peak of Mount Everest or any other mount in the world, or the summit within you, when you are trying to defeat it, when you are overcoming it, you will find lot of difficulties, lot of hurdles. He called them as obstacles. When you are climbing a mountain, you must have these 3 qualities which he told earlier. And if you have that 3 qualities, then only you can go for climbing the mountains or mountain peaks. And he says, that is why men take delight in overcoming obstacles. With these 3 qualities, when you are overcoming such obstacles of your mind or outside, the man become delighted, because they are undergoing 3 good qualities: willpower, endurance, and persistence. With that, they are overcoming all the obstacles and winning over their aim. It may be mountaineering, going to the highest peak of the world, or maybe you are going to the highest peak of your qualities inside you. Whatever it is, when you reach to the top, you become delighted. That is why a person who wanted to become a civil service person, he became a civil service person and become a collector or something, he become delighted. A person who is researching something and is finding a new invention, he become delighted. A person keeps on writing stories and wanted to become world famous, and when he gets a Nobel Prize or something, he become delighted. That is the reason people are getting delighted, because they do a lot of hard work to overcome the obstacles. Let us see what next he is telling. Some people asked him, Major, if that is a condition, why did you select Everest only? There are so many other peaks. Simply climb that so that you will become delighted. Now the Major's answer. Ahluwalia says that the question arises why he chose to climb Everest. He says that the first reason is that he has always loved mountains. Everest is the highest and the mightiest of them all. Why I chose Everest? Because it is not to simply climb a mountain. He loves to climb mountains. So when he wanted to climb mountain and defeat such mountains, he selected the mightiest one, the strongest and the tallest one in the world. For example, when you are thinking of doing something in your life, you do the best in that. You are doing something in a particular field, maybe music, dance, whatever it is. But don't be happy with a certain level. In that, what is the highest level you can go to that. When you have a big mountain like Everest or a mountain peak like Everest, why you go for a smaller one? That is the reason I selected Mount Everest. Not to simply climb a peak. I love to climb the mountains. I climbed many mountains. So he had a plan to defeat the tallest and the mightiest. Mightiest means the strongest and the biggest. He thought, so he selected Everest. It is a great struggle against rock and ice. So after climbing this summit, there is a joy of having done something which is only a few can do, looking at the peak from a distance. The remaining part comes into this thing. I am putting that slide for you. Once again I am reading. It's a great struggle against the rock and ice. So after climbing this summit, there is a joy of having done something which only a few can do, looking at the peak from a distance. Ahluwalia is transported to another world. He has a mystical feeling. In fact, the difficulties of climbing Everest are huge. But this is what attracts him to it. It is a challenge that he finds difficult to resist. So here he is trying to say, when I climb onto that, what I felt is that it is not an easy task. Having these three qualities and doing such a work is not an easy task. So when you do that, you get a joy, and such a joy can be gained by very few in the world. That is why he is telling, when I reached on the top, or when I far away from the mountain and looking at distant that mountain is there, what I felt, Ahluwalia is transported to another world. Whether he is in the bottom of this peak and looking at the peak, or when he reaches on the top and looking distant places, his mind is going somewhere else. It looks so mystical. It has a mystical feeling, a spiritual or paranormal feeling. It is not simply just climbing. Everest is a mountain with a lot of ice and rocks, very difficult things to overcome. But we find a joy after overcoming. Very few can do it. And when I reach on the top and have a distant look, it is not a simple feeling. There is a mystic feeling that is coming into me. In fact, the difficulties of climbing Everest are huge, but this is what attracts him. What attracts me in climbing the Everest is that there are a lot of difficulties. There are a lot of challenges. Facing the challenge and overcoming with these three qualities he told. That is endurance, persistence and willpower. That gives him the joy. Running away from the challenge does not give him the joy. Face some challenges, overcome it and be joyful. It is like a boxer. Imagine a boxer. Small boys are coming and boxing with him and he is easily winning. He doesn't get any joy. But imagine a person almost equal to him comes to him and he fights, and after hard fight of 5 or 6 rounds, he wins. Then he gets a joy. Same thing Ahluwalia also is trying to explain. It is a challenge that he finds difficult to resist. Such challenges, it is very difficult to resist according to Major Ahluwalia. He says people should take the challenge. That is a tough challenge. Overcome it, then only you will get the delightment. Otherwise, there is no joy in your work. If you wanted to get delighted, you have to overcome such hard, difficult challenges so that it can be kept in your memory forever. This is what is given in the first part. In the second part, he is giving little explanation of how the fellowship is going on. So, we will see in the next video. Bye-bye.